In this video, we are going to discuss the central idea, the inner meaning, or you can say the thought contents of the chapter The 100 Dresses. As the chapter is divided into two parts, so in this video, we will deal with the total complex thing that happened in both the parts. But because the story ends in part 2, so whatever character, whatever thing that started in part 1 finally ends in part 2. So our special focus will be on part 2. But this video deals with the characters that began in part 1 also, the themes that began in part 1 also. Like as for example, bullying that began in part 1. We have seen that in part 1 and that raised it accordingly, and in part 2 also we saw that same theme. So we will deal with all those themes by the word central idea. We will get the idea of the whole chapter, the whole thing that is written by the author, and by the term inner meaning or thought contents, it deals with those things that is not mentioned by the poet anywhere, but it has a hidden meaning. The hidden meaning works beneath the whole story. So the inner meaning or the thought contents is the thought complexities that goes on inside the head of the characters that we will see, and the central idea is the main idea, the overall idea that we understand from the whole story. So that is the difference between central idea and the inner meaning or thought contents. So as per as the central idea of the whole story 100 Dresses part 1 and part 2 is concerned, the story focuses on the feelings of immigrants. Immigrants means those person who comes from another country, another region and settles in a separate region which is not their home country. So they are immigrants, the person who are coming from another country, another region. The story focuses on their feelings, that how those people who are coming from different areas feel in the new place, how they suffer from isolation. How they suffer from isolation means that a community is already there which consists of people who already live in a certain place, and when some outsider comes there, it becomes a bit difficult for the already inhabiting peoples to accept that. So that brings our attention to the feelings that the immigrants face, the outsiders face when they enter a certain region where there are already groups created, where there already a society is created, and that society was unable to accept the immigrants. So, feelings of the immigrants who suffer from isolation, unacceptance from people could not accept. Being an Indian, we feel more comfortable when we talk to an Indian, but we become a bit uncomfortable when we talk to a foreigner. So that is the difference. And the foreigner, they also not feel so much comfortable when they are not treated very in a good manner by us. If we treat a foreigner in a bad manner, the feelings that he will feel in this, that is a feeling the author is here talking about. So it deals with the feelings of the immigrants, how they suffer from isolation and unacceptance from people, because Wanda was not accepted by Peggy and Maddie properly. It shows discrimination, judgmental attitude of people. Continuously, Wanda was being harassed by Peggy. Everyone was being very judgmental about Wanda, because she used to wear one faded blue dress. So the inferiority complex, the financial crisis, and everything paved the way for the discrimination. So Wanda was different from Peggy. Peggy used to harass Wanda. So there was a difference. There was a discrimination. Wanda was looked down upon. Wanda was not treated in a good manner by Peggy. So discrimination and judgment was there. So you can use these words. One of the theme of the story is forgiveness. But in spite of all those problems that happened all through with Wanda, still Wanda forgave everyone, with which the story ends. In this story, Wanda forgives her classmates who used to bully her for her weird name and her story about the 100 dresses. So Wanda actually forgives everyone. So we see this thing also, forgiveness in this story. We see the feelings of immigrants, feeling of this Polish girl Wanda. We see her sufferings that she was suffering due to the point that Peggy was continuously harassing her. Why Peggy was harassing her? Because Peggy was giving judgment as she was wearing one dress, so she was looked down upon. Wanda was not treated as socially equal or financially stable person. She was looked down upon as a poor girl. So judgments were given that she was poor, discrimination was done, she was kept in an isolated manner. So these are the key points. Next, we will shift to inner meaning or thought contents. We see reconciliation. Reconciliation means the thing that we will go and reconcile. If two people quarrel and then they patch up, that patching of feelings is known as reconciliation. So Maddie seeks to reconcile with Wanda. She wanted to mend the friendship again. So reconciliation, this feeling is seen in which character? In Maddie. I have underlined it. So if question comes about Maddie's character, you can very well write this whole point. Maddie seeks to reconcile with Wanda. Her desire to restore the friendly relations sends Maddie to Boggin Heights. Maddie went to Wanda's home, but she finds no one there. And eventually she writes a letter to Wanda. However, these efforts only temporarily silence Maddie's guilt. I have already mentioned you that Maddie was suffering from guilty sense. So what was this guilty sense about? This guilty sense was about that Peggy used to harass Wanda and Maggie used to keep quiet at that time. So Maddie was feeling very guilty for Wanda's sufferings. So she wanted to reconcile with Wanda. She went to Boggin's Heights. She wrote a letter. But all these things only temporarily silenced Maddie's guilt. You can use this type of lines. Okay. Maddie recognizes her features in the drawing that Wanda gave her. But when she recognizes that the drawing that Wanda gave her had the face and head of Maddie, and that allowed Maddie to believe that Wanda had liked Maddie all along. And finally, her guilty sense was removed a bit when she found that Wanda drew her head and face in the drawing that Wanda gave to Maddie. So, main thing is reconciliation. And in which character we have seen this characteristic? In Maddie. So in Maddie we have seen reconciliation type of mentality. Next is bullying. Bullying is something, when Peggy was doing to Wanda, means mentally torturing, means abusing. So though the author does not use the word, the book's most prominent theme is bullying. So this is an unnamed thing. It is the inner meaning. That is why I was telling you continuously that I'm telling you about the inner meanings. Those are not mentioned, but all these things are actually happening all through the story. The story is actually based on bullying, but nowhere does the author mention this theme. So next point is our bullying. Though the author does not use the word, the book's most prominent theme is bullying. Wanda remains stoic. Stoic means a person who can endure pain. Okay, so you will use this word stoic when you want to describe Wanda's character. So Wanda remains stoic and does not react to the schoolyard taunts by crying. So Wanda never cried for this mental torture that she faced. Peggy and other girls can tell themselves that their actions are not cruel. That is why, as Wanda never cried, so Peggy and other girls could tell that we were not cruel to Wanda. At least for us, Wanda never cried. But that was not the thing. The thing was that Wanda felt hurted beneath her hurt. So, in this way, the book captures the most nuanced and insidious nature of bullying. Nuance means the characterized by subtle shades of meaning or expression, means very precise. You can understanding that theme will be difficult, as because the whole theme of bullying we have to capture, we have to understand this from the whole reading the whole chapter, but nowhere does the author mention. So this is a nuanced thing. Why? Because it is not a prominent one. It is, we have through the shades that are in the chapter, through certain points we have to understand this. So this is a nuanced. Okay, and insidious. If you can't use the word nuanced, at least use the word insidious. Insidious nature of bullying. Insidious means proceeding in a gradual and subtle manner, but with very harmful effect. So the effect of bullying is that Peggy used to regularly harass Wanda. So it was a gradual process, but the effect was very harmful. What happened as the effect? Wanda had to leave the school. So regular harassment was there, a gradual harassment was there, but it brought a very harmful effect that a child was bound to leave the school. So at least whenever this type of question comes, you will write this particular thing. Insidious nature of bullying is found in the text, or Wanda remains stoic, or Peggy's character of anything. You will use this type of words like stoic, insidious. Okay, now I've written the meaning over there. If you have any confusion, you can reread it again. Next inner meaning or thought contents is that equality and social isolation. The image of Wanda's empty desk at the back corner of the classroom shows from the beginning that Wanda is living an isolated school life. So Wanda is to sit in the last bench in the corner, which tells us that Wanda lived in isolation. She was never seen in a group, but she was seen that she was living alone. So what does it show? It shows that she was in isolation. You can see here I have underlined the term Wanda. Why? Because here also I have underlined the word Wanda and Peggy. The things that I am underlining, when the character analysis comes of these person, you can write all these points. That's why I have underlined. If it comes like analysis the character of Wanda, you can write those lines where I have underlined this. Similarly, this Peggy thing I have underlined. You can write this line also if Peggy's character comes. Here I have underlined Maddie. So in Maddie's character comes, you can write this line also. So what I was telling is that the social isolation that was Wanda facing, because she was sitting where? In the corner of the classroom. Next is the 100 dresses game that Peggy plays with Wanda is tactily designed to keep Wanda at a distance from the group of popular girls. So every day what used to happen? Every day, Peggy used to mentally torture Wanda, and every single girl used to say a yes with Peggy. They were not with Wanda, instead, they were with Peggy. So, Wanda was again kept at a distance from the group of popular girls that Peggy had. Wanda's loner status at school mirrors her Polish family's social isolation in the society. So, see this line. Wanda's loner status at school mirrors means shows. So Wanda was lonely at the school. What it shows? It shows that Wanda's family was also lonely at the society. Wanda was one single Polish girl there in the American school, and similarly you can see that in even if you see that in a broader concept, what we will see, that was the condition of America also. The Polish family were treated in such a manner in the American society as Wanda was treated in an American school. So Wanda's loner status at school mirrors her Polish family's social isolation in the society. Next, what happens? Equality becomes increasingly relevant. Equality becomes increasingly relevant and important as the story progresses and Wanda rises from a lower status to a more equal social status. So Wanda, what does Wanda do? Wanda rises. Wanda rises from low to high. How? With her talent, by winning the contest. So these are the main thing. We can see Wanda's character over here. We can see the equality. We can see social isolation. And in the last thing what we have seen bullying. We have seen again Wanda getting bullied by Peggy. And here we have seen reconciliation, and this characteristic was of Maddie. Now class difference and poverty. Here also we are getting some bit of glimpse of Wanda's character. Class difference and poverty. Wanda's Polish surname was an issue as because she was abused. Wanda wears the same dress, that was also an issue. So this what happens is that she wears the same dress every day, which brands her as a social outcast. Look at this line which I have written, which brands her as a social outcast. If you want to write something, you can write this type of line about Wanda, that she wears the same dress every day, which brands her as a social outcast. Outcast means someone who is not in your group, someone who is outside your group. And brands, the word brand we use when we take something of a company. So brand means you are branded a villain, you are branded a criminal. So something belonging from a typical company or typical tagline. So what brand was given to Wanda? That she was a social outcast. She was not treated equally. Instead, she was treated in isolation. She was treated as a social outcast. So due to which thing all these things arise? The whole story, the whole dress thing. For what reason was this? That was the only reason was that she used to wear one single dress every day, which brands her as a social outcast. Her father's English is underdeveloped. If you see a bit deep, if you read the text, you will read the letter that Wanda's father wrote to Miss Mashon. And there were certain lines that no more ask why funny name. This type of English you can go through the letter once. I have told you earlier. In the mind map I have shown you the letter. So if you go through, you will see the English is totally wrong. She was incapable. That person, the father, was incapable to write good English. So this thing shows the class difference. Why? Because people used to think that okay, she is not so good, her family is Polish and all these things, which is not right, but that type of a treatment was going on in the society. She lives in Boggins-Hyde. That was also an issue. So all these issues shows us what? That Wanda was a bit different. There was a class difference. There was poverty. Maddie's own poverty stops her from defending Wanda because Maddie fears she herself will be the target. This portion shows Maddie's character, that she could not stand by Wanda. Ultimately, Wanda's kind heart and drawing skills prove that her poverty does not indicate anything. So what happens? Her kind heart, as because she forgives everyone, and her drawing skills, this proves that she is not anything less worthy of praise and acceptance. So it's not that how much money we have, it's not that what dress we wear, it's not that where we live, or it does not matter how our parents are or what we are. What matters is that our talent, our kind heart. That is the author shows here, that what matters is ultimately at the end of the day is the kind heart. Wanda proved everyone wrong. Peggy wrong, Maddie wrong, whole room number 13, Miss Mashon, everyone was proved wrong. Why? Because Wanda had a very good heart. She forgave everyone. She gifted two people, Peggy and Maddie, two dresses. And she was a wonderful girl that she drew all those 100 dresses and won the contest. So this shows what? That she was better than any other American girl in room number 13. So class difference and poverty nowhere comes into existence when we talk about equality. So these are the inner meaning or thought contents, and I expect you to include this type of lines when you will write the answers. Like about Wanda, as I've told you, the portions I have underlined, the character I have underlined. When writing, you can use this type of lines. I've told you these three meanings: stoic, nuance, insidious. You can use this type of words that will enhance and enrich your answers. Rather than writing in a normal common English, kindly include certain words to improve your answer writing. And as far as the main central idea is concerned, deals with the feeling of the immigrants. So these type of things also you can mention.